Hey, buzzard. Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thug thizzle. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Now you got a limp, pimp limp. What's up with the pimp limp, yo? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn. I am your host, the PMM, the Physical Media Mack. And yes, I am back with another video here. Only have about 7 movies to show off this week, so this video should not run that long. Only found a couple items at Goodwill that I was interested in. I wasn't interested in them. I have dupes of them. I'm sending them off to my boy Ty-Lord. And we'll talk about another movie from this 20 horror movie collection that I picked up at Walmart a few weeks back. And then I got some cool stuff off of Amazon and eBay. Now, speaking of stuff that I ordered online, next week's video is going to be really cool, guys, because your boy PWM dropped a $100 on Vinegar Syndrome on the Labor Day sale. I think I bought like 8 movies off of there with slip covers and the whole 9 yards. So that's going to be a fun video, along with some other stuff that hasn't arrived from eBay yet. So definitely looking forward to doing it. I'll probably do an unboxing on that one. So definitely check out or keep an eye out for that one. Probably dropping that one next Sunday, as I always drop videos on Sunday. Now, again, a couple of items that I found that I don't need in my collection. I already have dupes. Ty-Lord needed, so I'm gonna send these movies his way. Piranha Double D, really fun Piranha film that actually, it's conceptually just like Jaws 3D, where they take it to a water park, except for, there's no shark in this. It's obviously piranhas. Super fun cast. Christopher Lloyd, the Doc from Back to the Future's in it. David Hasselhoff's in it. I was about to say Nick Nolte. Gary Busey's in it. I think Ving Rhames is in as well as a security guard at the park. Plays a really cool role, if I remember correctly. I don't know why I'm not seeing his name on here, though. Maybe they consider it like a cameo performance. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing this up with something else. I don't think so, though. I think he is a security guard in this, and I love the character. Yeah, man, really fun film, and in many regards, I think I like this better than Jaws 3D. Yeah, this is definitely not as serious as any of the Jaws films, but let's face it, Jaws 3D is not even serious. It's just green screenery, total bullshit. I know that may offend the person I'm sending this to, but listen, this is a fun film, hokey as shit, but still got really cool piranhas killing people. So yeah, man, I think I'm a fan of every piranha film. I really am. I can't think of one film that I don't like. The remake was awesome. The first one's a classic. The second one has flying piranha. I mean, come on. The Spawning. All right, now, next up here. A compilation that I have, triple feature here of the Feast films. Yes, yeah, this was, I think the show was called Project Greenlight. The first film here, the first Feast, was actually, Project Greenlight was a, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, I think Wes Craven may have had something to do with it too. They hosted this show to give up-and-coming film directors a chance to make movies. And the guy who directed Feast won the first year, or it might have been the second year. I think there are 2 movies. I think it ran 2 seasons. One of them was called Stolen Summer, if I remember correctly, and the other one was Feast. Now, yeah, this is about like literally giant, just gruesome looking monsters with giant cocks running around raping men and women. Yeah, Tyler, gather up the kids. You know, really cool family adventure here. This movie is so hilarious. I think in the second one, Feast 2, Sloppy Seconds, this guy's like running from these monsters. He has a baby in his hands. He's running down the street, and he literally throws the baby as high as he can in the air to get away from these creatures. Oh my God, it's just so funny. I love the names too. Feast 2, Sloppy Seconds. Feast 3 is the happy finish. Oh my God. Really cool triple feature though. Every movie comes on a different disc. Oops, is that broken? Oh no, it just fell out of the, there. So yeah, man, I don't think Tyler had seen any of these films, so really cool. I'll be sending this in a lot of other movies, man. I have a ton of movies to send off. Half of them he's not even gonna want. All right, now that's it for the Goodwill stuff. All right, just briefly, let's get into this. So in the 20 movie horror collection, we've already talked about Fatal Contact, Bird Flu in America, Bats, Human Harvest, and The Hunt for the BTK Killer. I think that's the 3 movies that we've talked about so far. I don't know why. I didn't think Nightwing was a Bat film. For some reason, I'm mixing it up with another movie, but it actually is a Bat film, so I'm glad that I watched that one. And it's a cool Bat film, but it just has too much of a... I usually love the Indian folklore, and it's not that I mind Indian folklore, but it has this Indian, like, tribal chief that dies, and his son is like the... I think like the sheriff in town, and you keep seeing him. He keeps reappearing, visions of him, and it gets so deep into him and, you know, the spiritual Indian message that it kind of takes away from the Bat film, but it has some really cool bats in this movie. They're absolutely hilarious, and the first time, it takes a while. It's a slow burn to get to the first like bat scenes where bats are actually going after and killing people. But when it does, it's really fun. And there's a scene where like the wife of somebody or sister or somebody like gets trapped outside of the vehicle. They get into the vehicle to get away from the bats, and they don't even open the door. They just like drive off. It's so funny. But actually has some really cool visual effects, Nightwing. And for the time, I think it had it utilized like real bats as well, you know, mixed with practical bats or like fake bats. I don't even know how they did it, but yeah, Nightwing was pretty good, man. Again, too much of the, you know, Indian stuff, too much of the spiritual Indian stuff, but I dug it, man. I'm glad I watched it. Anyway, all right, so another Bat horror flick. I can mark off the list here. Let's go over these Laserdisc pickups, man. You know, at one point I thought I was out of Laserdisc collecting, but I just can't. I can't stop, man. I just cannot stop. There's so much cool shit to buy on Laserdisc. And there's literally still stuff out there. The better option is the Laserdisc. I even heard people, like, I'm not really like too technical when it comes to Laserdisc. I've even heard people that are super technical about Laserdisc even say the best way to watch certain movies, for whatever reason, the transfers are not better on Blu-ray. They literally are better to watch on laserdisc. So again, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I just know I love the big and badass artwork. And you know, you gotta have fire on your artwork. If you can't think of a good idea to put on your laserdisc, just put a bunch of fire and explosions. This is Zero Tolerance with Robert Patrick. I've never even heard of this film, guys. And it says, sometime you have to take matters into your own hands. Now, Robert Patrick is interesting to me. I'm a big fan of Peter Weller, and I feel like he's on that tier of actors like Peter Weller, but like a notch below Peter Weller. Like, Peter Weller gets much more respect, and I know he was RoboCop, but who cares? Who was this guy? This guy was T2. He was the badass futuristic Terminator that transformed into like the plasma and shit. So that's what I think of when I see Robert Patrick. Even in this picture right here, I instantly think T2. And you know, I don't think he had too much dialogue in T2. I think he was a silent, if I remember correctly, Terminator. It's been a while since I've seen it. So obviously he can't win an Academy Award, but I feel like he should have won some kind of awards for T2. Yeah, I mean, of course, the special effects were second to none, and you've never seen special effects in a movie before quite like that. But also him, his body English, his face, the way he moved on screen. I mean, I feel like he was just phenomenal in T2. So now I'm really interested in his filmography. I want to check out some of his films. And he is really good in this shit. This is a badass. I watched this last night. I've never seen it before. This is a super badass revenge film. And yeah, man, I'm digging this shit, man. I think this happens in Las Vegas. Now, let me go ahead and read the back of this. Oh man, look at this badass scene. There's some really cool action sequences in the film with explosions. That guy's flying through the air. So badass. It started out as a fairly routine job for FBI agent Jeff Douglas, Robert Patrick. But things go terribly wrong. Ambushed and his FBI partners gunned down. Douglas discovers his family brutally murdered by the White Hand drug cartel. Titus Welliver, Mick Fleetwood, Jeffrey Gunter, Gustav Ventus, and Miles O'Keefe. Distraught over his family and cut off from the FBI, Douglas decides to wage his own brutal war. Zero Tolerance has everything: exotic locations, explosive special effects, and searing dramatic performances from an outstanding cast led by Robert Patrick of T2, Terminator Day, or Judgment Day. Oh my God, I bit my lip just now. Holy shit. Yeah, man, this is a really badass revenge film. I never hear anybody talking about this one right here. Definitely go out and check this out. This is a PM Entertainment Group film. And yeah, man, PM Entertainment doing their thing again. Produced by Joseph Miri. We talk about him. I don't like his acting, but he produces some badass shit, man. Much respect to him. And yeah, man, this movie's brutal because they, you know, he's the guys that he tries to bust. They murder his family, but he's got a young daughter, man. They kill his daughter, man. And he like the guy that, you know, the like mob boss or whatever that's running the whole show. When the family is held hostage, he's talking to him on the phone, Robert Patrick's character, and promising that he won't kill him, and then goes off and kills him. And yeah, man, good shit, man. Definitely check this one out. Zero Tolerance. Robert Patrick. Definitely need to check out some more of his filmography, man. Loving this shit. All right, so I went 1 for 2. This is not, I mean, I'm glad that I have this, that I bought this film, because it's very niche, it's very obscure, it's a super obscure Laserdisc, and I'm super excited to have it in the collection. Plus, it's a Roddy Piper film, but this definitely missed the mark in many ways for me. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it, but it was also pretty aggravating. Now, okay, so Sci-Fighters. Speaking of fiery backgrounds, and you can see like a futuristic city right there. I actually like visually how the city looked, and some of the, you know, some of the set designs were pretty badass where they filmed at. But, yeah, it really wasn't that good, man. So, an explosive sci-fi thriller in the tradition of Predator, Alien, and Blade Runner. I really cannot speak. I mean, it's just, you know, I think I need Braille. All right, so let me read the synopsis if I can somehow possibly do it. In the bleak, not too distant future, renegade Boston cop Cameron Grayson must track down a brutal rapist. The attacker, identified as Adrian Dunn, was exposed to a what the hell is this? Mutagenic, I've never even seen that word before. Contaminant at a lunar prison camp, and is now what the fuck? Metamorphosing? Oh my God, the words on this thing. Into a methane-breathing life form. Dunn is infecting his victims with a lethal retrovirus. His deadly task is to prepare the Earth for habitation by a dominating alien race. The whole story completely missed me when I was watching it. It was so bad. I know they mentioned something about that, but I did not get the plot of the movie when I was watching it. Now, with the heroic assistance of the Center for Disease Control's Dr. Kirby Younger, and armed with an arsenal of weapons, Black Shield Grayson must overthrow his deadly nemesis in order to save the city and perhaps the entire world. So you have Roddy Piper in this, and also one of my favorite actors, Billy Drago, is in this as well. And when I saw that, I snapped on purchasing this. But, I don't know, like, so Billy Drago is in this prison camp. He gets in a fight, which is pretty badass, with, they're working, like, in the, like, tool shop or whatever, and they both have these, like, almost, concrete blade reciprocal saws, and they get in a fight. Like, one of the guys blows smoke in Billy Drago's face. Then they get in a fight with these saws. They're trying to kill each other. And he cuts open the prisoner's stomach. And you see nothing but green, like, shit flying out of his stomach. So you assume maybe he's an android. But then, I don't really know what he is, to be honest with you. I think he's, like, part cyborg or android or some shit. But then all of a sudden, Billy Drago's standing by, and, like, you know how, like, in The Thing, the dog has those things that fly out and grab you? One of those things, this movie copies, like, The Thing. It copies Alien big time. Probably Blade Runner as well. But it wraps around his arm and somehow gives him this mutagenic virus, as they say. And then, like, he dies, and they put him in one of those, you know, bags. They zip him up, right? And they send him away, and then he breaks out of the bag and starts killing. He rapes some woman to pass this mutation. And the whole movie, he's, like, mutating into this, I don't know. He's just looking weirder and weirder the whole film. He's got these red eyes. And so it's basically him versus Roddy Piper. And I don't know, it's just pretty bad. Some of Roddy Piper's dialogue is funny. You know, he's got the typical, you know, trying to be a badass, you know, fighting, you know, talking shit to the police chief and not listening to him and getting in these altercations. And, you know, he's a walking badass in this film. This is the character that, like, he fights, Billy Drago. It's not Roddy Piper right there. It's the guy he fights in prison. In the year 2009, they're your only hope. It's a terrible tagline. I don't know, guys. I think it's badass because it's so obscure. And but it could have been much, much better. Actually looked good, this film. I don't know if this is a later release. I'm kind of interested in what this was filmed in. It didn't seem like it was widescreen, but it was. It looked damn good to me. Let me see. This film has been modified from its original version. It has been formatted to fit your TV. It wasn't widescreen, but I don't know what. See, it doesn't say. It's kind of aggravating. I wish it would tell me what it was filmed in, or at least what it was presented in. All right, anyway, I'm spending too much time on that. All right, 3 pickups here from Amazon. Now, I couldn't find my, I have an Andy Sidaris film collection that has multiple movies on it. It has like, I think 8 or 10 movies on it. I'm not sure if this film was on there. It might have been. But when I saw his Blu-ray, I was like, let me snap on this. If you guys don't know Andy Sidaris, he makes these super over-the-top action films, but he uses like Playboy Playmates and Penthouse Playmates as the actresses, and they're like naked the whole movie. You can see a little tit action right there. The Lethal Ladies are back. I wonder if the same ladies are in a lot of his films. I'm not sure. I've only seen like Miami Connection. That was it. Going Deep Undercover. Under the Cover. See, everything is like sexually related in these films. All right, let me see. It's a day of intrigue, pulsating passion, with white-knuckle danger, when Willow Black, 1993, Penthouse Pet of the Year, Julie Strain, and a devastatingly beautiful team of lethal ladies go deep undercover and under the covers to stop the diabolical schemes of the Warrior, WCW wrestling sensation, Marcus Bagwell. Wait a second. The Warrior? Marcus Bagwell? Who's Marcus Bagwell? Is this the Ultimate Warriors in this film? That might be the Ultimate Warrior. Holy shit. I don't know. Is that him? Is that the Ultimate Warrior? I don't know. I don't know who Marcus Bagwell is. It could be. A former CIA agent, you think it would say on here, who heads up the international network of smuggling, pornography, and white slavery. The action and sex gets hot and heavy as the lethal ladies embark on a mission to end the Day of the Warrior. Bonus features introduction by director Andy Sidaris, audio commentary, behind-the-scenes featurette, and trailers. I don't know. I've never seen this. Should be pretty badass. As a kid, these would be great spank bank films. Just saying. Alright, next up here, we got some rape revenge flicks here. A double feature. You know, I like vengeance in my films, but I really like naked vengeance. The second film on here is Vendetta. Forced by blind justice to the edge of insanity, they shattered her world. Now there's no turning back. Justice is hers. Just looks like a badass. And then it looks like we got a prison film, Vendetta, Behind Prison Walls. It's the only justice. All right, Naked Vengeance. Carol Harris, Deborah Trinelli of Dallas. Wait, she was in Dallas? Oh, wow, maybe I do recognize her. All right, leads a normal, happy life until a maniacal killer brutally murders her husband. She retreats to her parents' lakeside cottage, but there is no escape from harsh reality when local rowdies break into the home and ravage Carla, leaving her for dead. That was their first mistake, because Carla has survived their attack and now is bent on gruesome revenge. I don't know, man. Rape revenge films, man. I love the revenge part, man. I could really say anything else. Like, what am I gonna say? I love the rape part. No, definitely the revenge part is where it's at. Now, Vendetta, tough as nails stunt woman Lori Collins, Karen Chase of private school, purposely commits a crime to land herself in the same prison as the murderous gang that killed her sister. Now, on the inside, Lori is finally able to settle the score. With help from her cellmate, Lori infiltrates the Circle of Terror, a ruthless mob made of inmates and guards. What Lori does to the mob is no accident. It's justice and vendetta. All right. Oh, wow. We got some inner artwork. Scream Factory. Eat your heart out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. All right, now, what do we got here? All right, this is the last and probably the best. I've saved the best for last, guys. The PMM has saved the best for last. Looks like we're just going to go over 30 minutes in this video. Definitely I'm breaking a record. Almost choked on the coffee there. All right, saw this, man, this release, and had to pick it up, man. Comes with a special limited edition slipcover. We have Demons 1 and Demons 2. Man, I tell you what. This is probably my first introduction to Dario Argento. And, man, I gotta say, the first time... You know what? I've never seen Demons 2. I've only seen Demons 1, and that was probably about 3 years ago when it was released on Shudder. And, oh man, I friggin' love Demons 1. It is so good. If you guys have not seen Demons 1, it's basically demons in a movie theater. It's movie theater horror. I don't know, when I think of movie theater horror, I always think of, there's probably better examples of this, but I always think of American Werewolf in London. The scenes in the movie theater were so good. And then outside the movie theater when the werewolf breaks out and shit. But, yeah, definitely probably the best movie theater horror film of all time. And the demons are so badass in this film, man. I just adore this movie. Now, I want to say Demons 2 is... I'm so glad that I've never seen it. I get to enjoy it on Blu-ray. I want to say it's in an apartment building. They take it from the movie theater, and now it's in an apartment building, or these condominiums. And so I'm really looking forward to checking that out. Let me show this off here. You guys can pause that, take a screenshot. It's way too small for me to, the print's way too small for me to read. I guess I could read it, but. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, really cool artwork on the disc there. Look at that. Let me show you the other one. This is Synapse film release here. There's the other one. It's a super cool release here. Oh yeah, it's got the old school artwork. I love it. Let me see. It's got a lot of like extras in here. Oh, that's so badass. I'll show you that in a second here. Sally's Day's birthday party. Oh, this is probably something from the movie. You're gonna be on YouTube.
You what?
So you're gonna be on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, guys, that was definitely a first on the channel. I was pulled over, obviously making a video, and a police officer pulled over behind me and got out of the car and started asking me questions. So apparently so this business, and I was telling the police officer, I don't know if I'll put any of this in the video because she asked for my address, or she said my address. She asked for my phone number. A lot of personal information was given out. And by the way, well, let me just let you guys know. So this business I record every Sunday at. It's really public parking. So I even asked the police officer, I said, is it illegal to park here? She said no. There's a housekeeper, I guess, inside. And where I'm parked at is like right next to where the windows of the business are. So I guess, I didn't notice her, but I guess she noticed me holding up movies and talking to myself. And she decided for whatever reason to call her boss, and then her boss called the local police department. Now, I used to watch ad nauseum these YouTube videos where, you know, U.S. citizens refuse to give their IDs and refuse to listen to police officers in certain situations because they know the law. These are not lawyers or anything like that. Well, some of them are, but, you know, it's not about being a lawyer. It's just about knowing the law. If you're not expected of committing a crime and you didn't commit a crime, then you can refuse to give up your ID. So I could have done that to this female police officer and recorded it. I mean, I have proof, you know, I would have had proof because I got video, obviously. The video was rolling when she, you know, came up to my car door. I could have done that because I do know the law. I had no reason to give her my ID. I was not expected of committing a crime. But, you know, she was fairly respectful. She was nice about it. So I try to be respectful as well. I'm a nice person. So I did give her my ID, even though I didn't have to. And, you know, she ran it. Of course, there was no issues. But she asked what my YouTube channel was. I didn't have to tell her that. I told her DVD's nuts. She kind of, what? You know, kind of did one of those. I said, yeah, DVD's nuts and popcorn. And so, all in all, it was a little bit of a weird situation. So I got out of there, went to a different location to record the rest of this video. But definitely a first for the channel. And shout out to the local police department. If you do watch this video, comment below. I didn't get your name, but she was a female police officer. Go ahead and comment below. And yeah, I mean, she was just doing her job. You know, what is she going to do? Not come over there and talk to me? But I don't know. I just found the whole thing to be hilarious. All right, next up. So let's finish this video off. Get the hell out of here before I get police harass me again. All right, next up here. It has the Synapse Film 2020 product catalog. that has all like the pornos in it and stuff, and I'm not opening that stuff up. Well, I guess the first pages are regular movies. Oh, I need to look through this. Oh my God. No, gotta stop looking. I'm gonna buy more shit. All right, what is this? This is a poster, I believe. Yep. Oh, how cool is that? I guess that's from one of the films. I don't know. Was expecting something different, but all right. What else we have? We showed the birthday card invitation off, I believe. Some kind of card here about this transfer. It tells you all about the transfer, the specs, and all that stuff. And there's the birthday card again. Now, this does have reversible art here. Both the original covers, I like how they do it. One side's the Demons and the other side's Demons 2. Yeah, very badass. All right, yeah, so looking forward to seeing Demons 2. Probably going to check that out tonight. All right, I do want to say something before I let you guys go that I didn't mention about one of the movies that I watched. Let me see. In the 20 film horror collection. So, Nightwing. I did want to mention this. David Warner is in Nightwing. Maybe I'll put a picture of him right here. He's been in hundreds of films. Rest in peace to him. He is so good in this movie. He's like the bat expert, and he's a bat hunter. And he's always dropping like the knowledge about the bats. Like throughout the whole film, he's always talking about the bats and like building them up and like, you know, explaining to people what badasses bats are and their abilities and how crazy, you know how much to fear them. And like these bats take over like these caverns close to where this Indian reservation is. And he mentions that they flock like, there's probably 20,000 bats. And he's telling you about how their sonar can go like 20 miles, the sonar. I don't know if that's exactly the number, but anyway, he's making bats seem like they're so impressive throughout the film. And I love that about movies. And one of the things he says that is so fucking badass, he's like, bats are the only animal that can carry the bubonic plague without dying from it. Like, that is so cool, because I guess the bubonic plague was spread because of bats. And, yeah, man, bats are, like, really interesting creatures, man. I remember, like, in my neighborhood back in the day, at nighttime, that we would see bats every once in a while. We'd all dress in red to try to get bats to attack. I mean, we were crazy, right? But, yeah, if you had red, we, like, wave red towels and stuff to try to get bats to swoop down on us. It's probably pretty dumb to do that, but we were just trying to attract bats. We thought bats were friggin' incredible. But, yeah, David Warner's, like, he makes the movie a lot better than it normally would have been as the Bat Hunter, man. Very impressive appearance by him. I thought he did a really good job in this film. And, yeah, man, bigging up the bats, man. I love it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to get out of here before I get pulled over by a police officer again. But good luck out there finding whatever physical media that you are looking for. I'm the PMM, the Physical Media Mack. And I was going to say something else. That's it. I'm out of here, guys. I got to get home. I don't want any more police harassment. Comment below if you watch this video and let us know your name and subscribe to the channel. Or next time I'm pulled over and you pull over on me, I'm not giving you my ID. It's not happening. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
What YouTube channel do you have?
What's that?
What YouTube
Oh, it's called DVDs, Nuts and Popcorn. DVDs, Nuts and Popcorn.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giving you my debit card. All right, guys. I forgot to mention this in the video, but this Sci-Fighters movie has a really cool chest bursting scene. It takes a little bit from John Carpenter's remake, The Thing, and then copies Alien. And there's even like a face hugger. Like, it's all practical effects. It's really badass looking. And then there's actually a face hugger, kind of a pathetic copycat face hugger going on, but which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. Another reason to own this besides the fact that it's pretty obscure for a Laserdisc.